Hey, what's good, YouTube? We love y'all, YouTube. Y'all are the best. We don't even like Facebook like that. I want to let y'all know. Since y'all here first, we love y'all.
Real talk.
We are on YouTube right now, bro.
Yeah, but yeah,
All right.
to me, like that was the whole premise behind it, and it's just grew legs.
Yeah. So how long y'all been doing it now?
You are our 72nd interview.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's once a week, or?
We do way more once a week. Sometimes we do 2 in a day.
Oh, okay.
God.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we interviewed Jeffrey Mills was the mayor. We interviewed before he became the mayor. The week before he became the mayor, he came on here to promote.
What's up? I wanted to announce today that we do have a brand new film studio and video studio inside T-Shirt Kings photography. So if you want to have a photo shoot or anything like that, we're having a special 30-minute shoot. As many pictures as you take, we just email them all to you. You don't have to worry about prints. You get your pictures back before you leave. And so everything that you've always imagined that a photo shoot or that video production should be, we're bringing it to you. Every time I come in the press room, you're in the press room. Working on our Stars Hottronic heat press, using all the vinyl, making all the picture tees. I like vinyl.
I'm about to just load these boxes up on Nacho.
Man, you gotta be a crazy little brother to get fired on your day off. What you get caught stealing boxes for?
Man, I didn't get caught stealing no boxes. He said he caught me though.
We get our rent paid.
Why don't you go in there and ask the girls real fast to see if they help us pay our rent?
That don't sound like a bad plan at all.
What's up, Pops? What's up, Smokey? I'm trying to set up a meeting with the girls, man.
Okay.
Y'all wanna help me and Craig pay our rent?
Craig still owe me money from the last time he got me. He gotta learn a lesson. He shouldn't be stealing. Go ask him to tell that girl from last night to give him some money.
What they say? They said it's slow for real.
I'm about to just ask boss when we get our job that night.
Of course you can.
Yeah! We lit.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Peanut, aka Dash Resource. We got my man Stacking Smed.
What's up with it, man? What's up, everybody? And welcome to the Legendary People Podcast. And I want to start off today in this show by making a confession.
Oh wow, we starting off a little. Okay,
This is different.
all right.
I forgot to run the intro. What
a loser.
It's true. I can't even dispute it, man. I am a loser.
Oh my god.
That was kind of mean to call me a loser.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man.
But
I call my kids losers all the time. It's like kind of our thing.
Check this out, y'all. Listen, man. The Legendary People Podcast, man, we want to invite everybody to go to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell notification so you can get alerted every time we drop new content, which we do regularly, at least a few times a week. So every time we drop something new, you should be able to tell immediately and then go to the video. And when you do go, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can check out some of our last interviews, but this is actually our first interview of 2022.
That is true. Yeah.
So we bringing in the new year the right way.
Yes,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Like real royal, real majestic, real regal in here. You know what I mean?
Okay,
As we
Smith.
should.
Okay, Smith.
As we should, man. We do start off all our shows by saying what's up to our sponsors, which is Shiekhs.
Yes.
Sheikhs has the absolute best breakfast in the city.
Undeniably.
Go to Sheikhs for breakfast. They do have French toast platters that will make you get fatter. That's a bar.
Yeah, that's a bar.
Yes, it is. All right, and Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch. They have the best lunch in the city. I literally just seen North with an ad up talking about a jerk chicken bowl, and man, the jerk chicken bowls are amazing.
Yes.
Chicken cheese steaks, cocoa bread,
Pineapple bowl.
man. He got all kind of these like different stuff that's really good. It's a different look for you, and it's someplace that you can go kind of back to back, man, and get some of the different stuff he got. Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch. If you're ever injured in any type of way, call attorney Michael Wright, 937-222-7477. Make the right choice with attorney Michael Wright. When you want to get lit a little bit, get you some good old Kiara Wine. Contact Antoine Cunningham on Facebook for Kiara Wine, or you can go to More for Less and get Kiara Wine. I believe that Me and Big supposed to be hooking up, so you might be able to even come to T-Shirt Kings and get Kiara Wine, providing we don't need a liquor license. You know? What about if I got shut down trying to sell Kiara Wine on the low?
Man, you be a legend in the city, bro.
Everybody
want to say that. Everybody like, bro, you a legend. And be sitting on the front, like, look, it's a bus stop right in front. You be sitting right in front of, like, man, I remember I used to have this store.
Niggas have the worst legends, man. Like, damn, if you do something terrible, now you are the man. I'm tired of it, man. Damn. You go to school, you a punk.
What a loser.
A loser that went to school, man. You a punk. Yeah. All right. So look, last, shoparea.com is like the baby Amazon. Delivery is always free from the store to your door in 4 business days. Delivery is always free with the shoparea.com. Don't check out Amazon. Check out the shoparea.com. They got what you're looking for. We are at T-Shirt Kings, 4301 North Main Street. Go for your mouth and Camera King Studio, where you can come and take pictures. But don't let me skip over the fact, go for your mouth. We have our income tax special.
Word.
There's nothing more than we love than gold when we get a little bit of cheese to spend, man. So when you got that bread, come through and holler at me, man. 937-603-4494. And when you got that bread, make sure that you are investing it wisely. And so my bro Peanut Johnson has a new book that he is dropping. But every Sunday he teaches you how to invest your money in stocks. Sell stocks, not dope. Every Sunday at 8 o'clock on the Dash Resource channel. Right? Yes. Dash Resource on YouTube, man. So please check that out, man, because he's going to teach you how to get a big old bag, man, and up your value as a human being by investing properly, man. All right. So now let's get to what we really came to see, which is a true queen. Yes. So without further ado, Peanut Johnson, over to you.
Bro, I want to start by saying, bro, you did amazing, bro. You set the tone for this year, bro. You bodied the intro as usual, bro.
I appreciate that, you guys.
But now it's time. You feel me? Like, so I know I always say that every single episode is better than the next one, and I promise you this is going to be another one, okay? Another. I sound like Khaled at this point, right? Yeah. Another one, right? There's no legend higher right now at this point. Right now we have Miss Shawon Brown Gullette. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. Yes. So here on the Legendary People podcast, we like to celebrate our legends by finding out where they came from, which is called origins. So without further ado, where'd you grow up?
I grew up actually, they call it Greenwich Village area. So it's right
GVC.
By, yeah. Right. You get it. Like how we from home. Yes.
So like, what was it like growing up there?
It was pretty good. When I grew up, was coming up there were some apartments called Blueberry Hill, Kings Hill Apartments. Yes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with those. Yes. So I stayed right behind Kings Hill Apartments. Very good neighborhood. I would go over there and play a lot, and went to Gettysburg School right there in that area.
Word. Okay. So what were some of your early childhood friends? It smelled like to say, you gotta shout out your friends like you was like calling like the radio station back in the day. Who was your early childhood friend? You gotta shout them out like you call the radio.
Oh man, let me see. When I was growing up, Rondell Shelton.
Yeah.
Sharita Smith Ruby. Ben Morrow.
Vinnie Mac. Ben Morrow. Shelby, little Shelby and Ben. Yes. Oh yeah. I know Ben.
Shikani, Keyshawn. So we all grew up together in the
same
cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Nice.
Sure did.
I did see some picture with you with like Brian Ragsdale. That later on,
Yes, that was a little later, but around that same little later.
And Kevin Easley, he's supposed to be here too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Brian, Kevin, all of them.
What kind of kid was Kevin Easley? You know what I'm saying? Because like he be around a lot, and I want to know what kind of person he is.
Back then, Kevin was kind of quiet. He was a rapper.
Yeah. Okay.
So he was rapping, him and his brother and Brian, but they were kind of like laid back.
Yeah. Good bro.
Good.
He's a good. His name is Ease for a reason, man. He takes it easy, you know. For sure.
So like, how far was Gettysburg School from where you lived at?
Actually, it was right in my backyard. So in the back of the school was my house, and I could just jump the fence and go up the field. And I'm right there at the school. So I'm 1 minute away.
Wow. So it wasn't no skipping school then? Like,
oh, no, it wasn't no skipping school. So I went from Gettysburg to Fairport. Fairport was real close. That was my middle school.
So like, what kind of student were you like in the early stages? Like, let's go back to elementary school. Like, was you a kid that kind of gravitated towards certain aspects, or were you kind of shy? Were you kind of
I've never been shy. Never been shy. And I remember in elementary, I was really laid back, but I wasn't shy. My mom was real strict, so I didn't do too much of anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it was going to school and coming straight home.
So, like, what was the early childhood life like? What was it like, mom and dad in the house, or is it?
Yeah, so before we actually went over to that area, I grew up in Arlington Courts.
Ace.
Yeah, so I stayed in Arlington Courts, moved over to that area. My mom, because we had come from such a bad neighborhood and a bad area, she was really strict, but I didn't realize the importance of how that would affect me later on in my life.
Okay.
But it was good. It was real good. I don't have any regrets as to how I was raised, but I was really sheltered.
Right. Okay. So, like, siblings? You have any siblings?
I do. So I have 3 sisters and I have 1 brother. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
the youngest, so I'm like 15 years younger than the one above me.
Oh, you was the baby,
I was
like.
the baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, what was that dynamic like when you saw like your older brothers that's like 15, or maybe by the time you noticed, like, what they was probably 17, 18.
Right. So remember, I'm 15 years younger than the one above me. So when I was coming up, I was in the house by myself. So maybe the one above me, she was there just for a little bit, but it was just me. So I was really raised up as the only child in the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my oldest sister was like a mother, and then I was like the baby of everybody.
Right.
But it was really a good experience.
Right.
The comment section is checking in, so I just want to make sure I acknowledge everybody.
Absolutely.
Nino Bugatti says, salute the big homie Smed and Peanut 100. Marlon Shack just checked in and said, awesome lady here. Don Williams said, Fairport Dolphins. And Jamel Tucker said, boss lady Shawon.
Hey.
This name, boss, is following you around, Shawon.
Okay. So, speaking of boss, were there any small things in your childhood as breadcrumbs that led to who you became today that you can notice in hindsight?
If I think back, I seen a lot of people struggle. And when I say that, because I stay right by Kings Hill, so back then, I would say that was probably like the early 80s when I was in that neighborhood. And so like crack had just started coming onto the scene. So I was in that era where you saw it coming and you know, you was like, what is going on? Why people sitting around like that?
Yeah.
And I think that made me want to do something different. Even within my family, that's all we knew.
Right.
Because it's mostly men in the family. But I think it really made me want to do something different.
Right.
Yeah.
So, were you in anything like extracurricular during school?
I was. So I was in drill team.
Okay.
I did ballet, modern, and jazz. So
Oh,
I was
wow.
straight A contemporary. So I started with ballet, then modern, jazz, and then I did drill team.
What would you say that you liked the most out of those?
I would say probably the modern.
Modern.
Yeah, I like modern, but I love dancing.
What'd you like about modern the most?
I like modern because it's really like a cross between ballet and jazz. So it's an in-between tempo where you're doing more of a smooth type of movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was nice with us, man. You know, I mean, I've known to cut a little rug in my lifetime. I'm lying. I got 2 left feet on the wrong side.
Shawon E said you was the first woman to bust his nose in elementary.
Oh, let's talk about it. All right.
It said, now you such a lady.
This is the Legendary View Podcast. Shout out to the Legendary comment section. We love y'all.
Shout out to Carlos Knox. Just when you don't want to deal with something, just say, I don't remember.
He was bullying me.
Ease, are you kidding me? You big bully.
Yeah.
Welcome to the day.
That's when a boy used to like you,
Yes.
man. But we ain't
So
gonna.
is that Kevin Easley?
Yeah, Kevin Easley.
I don't remember busting him. I busted, what's his name?
Wait. So you been busting everybody in the nose? I don't remember busting you in the nose. I done hit everybody in the nose.
Calvin. But if I busted Kevin, he was bullying me.
Right.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. Look.
He was bullying.
He doing it now. Look, X-Men. He's cyberbullying her now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
same thing.
Same
Kev.
thing, yo. You know.
Wow, Kev.
So, after Gettysburg, you went to what school?
After Gettysburg, I went to Fairport.
Okay, so like, what was the transition like? Was it still the same friends, or was it kind of a different?
It was still the same friends. We were at Fairport, I believe, from like 7th grade or 6th grade to 8th grade, and we all went from Gettysburg to Lowe's to Fairport. We was only at Lowe's for a little bit and went to Fairport. But it was the same friends, so we all grew up in Greenwich Village area.
Okay.
Once we got there, that's where the split happened because I was like probably one of the only people that went to Patterson.
Oh, okay.
From Fairport. So
Okay.
all my friends went over to Meadowdale, and then I went over to
So in hindsight, do you feel like that was a good legendary turn for you or a legendary mistake? Do you feel like you should have went there with your friends, or do you feel like that kind of was a good growth maturation process for yourself?
Yeah, I thank my mom a lot for that because a lot
Shout
of
to Mama Love.
I look at the pattern of some of the ladies that went that way, and I just didn't see them no more. So from 8th grade, I didn't see them at all. Sometimes now I run into somebody, but I think that it was a good choice because I went to vocational school, and over at Meadowdale, a lot of them went to college. I just didn't have that opportunity because I went to a vocational school, and I could have went, but that's not how mine turned out.
So Samad actually went to both of those schools. I went to Meadowdale myself, and I turned out all right, kind of.
You said kind of.
Samad, you went to both schools. Can you please offer a perspective of if you would have stayed at one school compared to the other one, or like what do you think you got out of either school?
I like the fact that at Patterson that you could go to school and go to work. They set you up with some type of life skill that you could use, man, later on in life, like and still be able to get money with Meadowdale. I just like a lot of my friends went there, so that was kind of cool too. If you consider happiness as value, So, but I was happy at Patterson too. I like Patterson probably Damn, I don't know. That was cool. Both of them was all right. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. But when I came to Patterson and like cosmetology and like just seeing you guys down there, y'all seem so major. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seemed like
all white uniforms.
All white. And then the way that y'all just presented yourself was just like, I don't know, like remember on school days when you had the wannabes versus the jigaboos? That was like the Whitney and the I don't want to say wannabes, but y'all was the major girls that would just fly. Yeah, that was just like super fly, bro. You know what I mean? So I thought that was real cool about Patterson, man. You had your sections, then you had the bros that was in machine shop and auto mechanics. They was kind of like the more rough bros. Right. Yeah.
So, like, what was your major during that time?
At Patterson?
Yeah.
I was cosmetology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, did you have any early, like, times where you kind of liked it or kind of, like, wanted to do that? Or was it just more or less, you can learn how to get a trade right now?
So, actually, when I was at Fairport, my home ec teacher said, why don't you try cosmetology? And I was like, really? And she was like, well, yeah, it's a really good field. I wanted to be a cosmetologist because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So she said, well, I have a friend that's over at Patterson. We can get you into the program. And I was like, okay. So when I got to Patterson, they didn't have an opening. So I was actually in graphic arts first.
Oh, wow.
And I stayed in graphic arts for a while and then got into the cosmetology program because it was a line to get in cosmetology.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a really huge program. But I loved it. I loved it. It was a foundation, a real good foundation for me.
Right.
I was in graphic arts.
Oh, were
you was?
Mr. Gage?
I was Mr. Gage is my bro. Oh, yeah, man. Mr. Gage. Right now, my brother is married to Mr. Gage's granddaughter.
Really?
Yep, small world, man.
Alive?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Gage got that bread, too, man. He doing a good
job. Come on, man. Bro, it's tax season.
There.
Don't be saying that over the... Come on, man.
Oh, well, Mr. Gage has a 12 gauge.
Oh, whoa.
If you try to take what's his, you're going to meet that gauge.
You're going to get engaged with the gauge.
Right. Exactly. Right. Right. So, try him if you want to, man.
Right.
So, like... Who were some of your instrumental friends that you met later on, like such as in like high school that fed into who you
let me
now
see.
call?
So I was good friends with a girl named April Patton. I don't know if you remember her. Katrina Rutledge, Marlene Foster.
Yeah. Shout out to Marlene, man. I see sis all the time, man.
Word.
I don't see nobody. Karen. Most of the people that I grew up with that were at Patterson, they were older than me.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I came over, I didn't know anybody.
I
was just fresh out of water. I didn't know anybody. But a lot of the girls in the cosmetology program, we formed a really close bond because we didn't get a chance to go over to the career academy and all that. We stayed in cosmetology. We floated from every class together.
Right.
We left from one class and we just traveled together. So we formed some really close bonds.
Wow. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, what's one good story you can say from high school you remember, and one bad story?
I remember there was our history teacher, and I believe it was Katrina. She got mad at the teacher and snatched her whole wig off in front of the whole entire class.
Wait. Snatched the teacher?
Snatched that woman's wig off in front of the whole entire class. And you know, it was funny back then. It ain't funny now.
Right.
But that was one of those situations where we laughed so hard.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Lean on me, man.
So what? I mean, that was a funny story to me. So like, what's one bad story from high school that you remember?
Oh, a bad story. Let me think. A bad story. I think it's just kind of sad. We had a girl in our class that I think they told her in class that her mother had just died.
Oh,
so she kind of fell out, and you know they had to remove her. But they told her in the classroom, like the teacher was like, "Your mom just passed away. You know, you gotta." And I remember that stuck with me. Like, why would they walk in the classroom and tell her that her mother passed away? You know, so that was something that happened that kind of wow, I would never do that just from seeing that situation.
Right. So on your legendary path, where do you go after high school?
So after high school, I actually started doing hair.
Okay.
I went to Wright State first.
Wright State.
Vocational education, because I went right back to Patterson, started teaching when I was like 20 years old.
Wow.
So then did voc ed at Wright State, and then left there, and I just started doing hair full time. From doing
what was you teaching at Patterson?
Voc ed for cosmetology.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I was in the cosmetology program. So then from there, I started doing hair full time, and I bought my first salon when I was like about 26 years old.
Wow. But I want to go back to like that first experience of you coming back to the same school you was at, because you went from being on this side of the desk compared to standing with the teacher. So like, were there any like teachers that kind of was like, what is she doing here? Or was it kind of like acceptance, like, come on back?
You know, they accepted me, but I would say that I went back, and I think I went back when I was 20. I might have been 19 or 20. So I looked pretty young.
Right.
So the students challenged me more than the teachers challenged me. And it was different because when I was in school, for the majority of the students, you didn't cuss in front of the teachers. When I went back, they was cussing you out. They was calling you all kind of B's and everything. It was a whole different program. So I stayed there for about 5 years, and I was like, no.
Wow.
No. But it taught me a lot about teaching the millennials and teaching kids in that age bracket, because when I opened my first salon, I had to employ girls that was around that age bracket, so I learned how to deal with those young ones.
And just in hindsight, if you think about it, like, I always draw parallels. And you saying like, okay, I grew up in this neighborhood, I noticed the crack epidemic. Then you go off and then you come back, and now you're teaching the kids of these broken homes. That kind of feeds into like a lot of the confliction you were having during that time. That blew my mind right there. Like, wow, you got a chance to see it.
Sure.
On two different planes.
Yeah, even when I was in school, parents were parents. When I went back, parents were students. Parents were acting just like their children, or their children were mimicking what they got from their mother. So you could call the mother and say, I'm having a problem with your child, and she would cuss you out right after the child cussed you out.
What?
Yeah. That's how it was.
Oh my God.
So I can only imagine how it is now, because remind you, that was probably like about 30 years ago, 28 years ago. So.
Yesterday, all right, there was 2 girls that came into my shop. Right? They had a little girl that was with them. And the little girl was just, she's 2 years old.
Okay.
2 or 3, I guess, And they're holding her, so she kind of want to squirm and get loose and this, and try to get loose. Right. One of the girls, to me, they just seemed like they came straight from the hood, like all the way. She grabbed the little girl and was like, "Relax, motherfucker."
No.
To the little girl. Bruh, listen. I said, you cannot talk like that to that little girl. I said, you are going to damage this little girl. She fragile. I told her that, right? After I told her that, she was like, she picking with me. So the girl that told me that, she probably like, no, she wasn't a mama. Neither one was the mama. But they was in charge of this little girl. So she was with them. She said, she picking with me, 19. I was like, okay. It got kind of awkward when I said that, so I wanted to just like clear it back up. So I'm like, okay, you know, what you getting done? And went on to talk. Next thing I know, the little girl turned around and looked at the girl and said, "You bitch."
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
How'd you know it wasn't the mother?
Well, hold on, I'll tell you. She wasn't the mother. There was a girl, her name is Denise. Her name is Sierra, but she's like Sierra Denise or something. She turned around. She was like, "Whose little girl is that?" And they said, "This is my friend's girl," or something. I was kind of like, I was more thinking like, I hope that they don't get into it in this story. Man. Yeah. Like, but she was like, well, I want to tell you, if that was my daughter, I would have busted her in the mouth. And she like, and somebody's got to be teaching her that stuff. Yes. And she was like, that's disgusting. She was older. She kind of spoke with authority down to them younger girls, and they took it a little, you know. Mm-hmm. But I could tell they was this close to wanting to clap back at her, but they didn't know. They let it go. But the little girl was like, she like, "You bitch." No. She said it about 2 times. Right. And that's what made Denise turn around like, whose little girl is that? Right. They've been speaking. And the reason why I went into this story was you said you can't imagine how it is now in these schools. Oh, my God. They are raising kids that don't have any respect for any authority whatsoever, man. Yeah. And you think that these police shootings and other type of clashes with people who are supposed to be in authority are happening now. Mm-hmm. Man, give it 10 years. Give it 12 years, man. No respect. It won't be any respect for anybody, and it's going to just escalate into all type of just wild situation. Man, that little girl was unbelievable, man. Right. Ain't no way my grandson, my granddaughter, never.
Well, while we're here, I want to pose the question. I mean, like, is the village dead? Like, remember that term, it takes a village to raise a child? Yeah. Because, like, back in the day, we had self-correction, number 1. Number 2, you had your parents as a secondary. And as a thirdary, you had the community. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is that dead now?
I would say this because the community is afraid. They're afraid to say something.
Right.
If I say something to your child, I'm going to have to fight your mama.
Exactly.
Right. Because the mother is not a parent like it used to be, what we know.
Right.
Yeah. So I would say it's dead. We do have some people from that generation, but they're older.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I stepped up and told her don't talk to her daughter like that, like,
that's a village.
It wasn't playing. Yeah, it was whole village. And like, man, she received that from me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She understood where I was coming from for real, because she told me that the little girl was bothering her.
You did say that.
But I'm like, but you cannot say that to no little girl. Like, when we was talking before the show started, we talking about daughters, man. Yes. Like, a daughter is the most precious, most needing of protection thing when they're young, like that.
Period.
Like, man, like, I know all men want boys, but man, when you have a daughter, man, it makes you understand, like, dude, I am a protector now. Yep. Like, I have to make sure that she okay. Yes. You know, and get a chance to spend a little bit of time with your daughter, you'll see how funny, cool, just unpredictable little girls are, and they do stuff that you don't expect, you know? And so, like, when I seen that little girl, like, being, like, handled like that, it was just real bad, man. I was like, damn. Going into schools and seeing how kids are behaving, and man, it's just like a gangster party, man, a lot of times. I hate to say that, like, I ain't trying to, and it could be me just being old and out of touch.
No, it's true.
But when my looking at it is like damn, you know, like, you are deliberately trying to appear hard, or like, you know what I'm saying? And
like, shit. I mean, I never understood the, like, and we'll get back to the interview in a second. We're just at such a great point. I never understood the whole masculinity aspect. I mean, I'm not talking about you busting Kevin Easy in the nose, but I'm just saying, to me, like, for instance, so when two girls fight, the person that win lost to me, right? Like, you just prove you're more masculine than the female. You beat her up. You're brutally beat up a damsel in this, like, so right. I never understood that whole, my girlfriend got to be a good fighter and this and the third. Like, I mean, don't punch me in the nose. I like my nose. Swing in my nose.
Right.
I like it. Nah, but seriously, I never understood the aspect of a woman, two girls fighting. Like, I can understand you can have an issue, like a meeting of the mind's words or whatever, but I really harken back to what Smith said, and it made a lot of sense. What he was saying, it's really based out of slavery and we were whipped or whatever. So when it came to disciplinary actions, we don't go to words first, we go to hands first. So instead of me trying to demonstrate or talk to you in a manner that you will understand, they go to the hands first. Do you think that's a true statement?
Yeah, and I think it's unfortunate because when you kind of look back at it, it was so stupid.
Yes.
You just hitting each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't prove anything when it's over.
Right. At all.
Just that you fought each other.
Right.
Who keeping a record of who won and lost? Like,
well, one thing that I had to let my daughter know because women can get upset with one another about a whole bunch of different stuff, man. And they can be ready to fight, right? You know? But one thing that I had to remind my daughter is, like, you are a lady, you are a young lady, and the possibility of you being a punk doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, you're a girl. You don't have to be like, if you physically ran from this girl, you would just be a girl.
Yeah.
You would just be doing what I would expect a girl to do in this situation. Yeah. And to me, that makes you more kind of like,
you value your
girly.
You value yourself.
You just girly. Like, if you stood there and fought, I could understand that too. But if you ran, you're like, I didn't want to fight her. You a girl.
She was gonna beat me up. She gonna punch me in the face. She's gonna break my nails. She gonna bite me in the face. She was gonna. I don't want that to happen. I had a nice outfit on the day.
Exactly. So I wanted to let her know, you gotta get out of jail free card from fighting. You don't gotta fight, baby.
Let's start that, man. It's okay to run, guys.
Man, if you a girl, for sure.
It's okay to run, girl.
For sure. Like, you just don't gotta fight. Like, you have nothing to stake in that. Now, there could be another thing where you might have to stand your ground on, like maybe protecting your child or protecting a family member or whatever it might be. I can understand that. But if it's just a simple some goofy Facebook, social media, y'all got to arguing on Facebook, and now when y'all see each other, y'all got to work it out. You can be like,
or
I'm cool.
Or you can say, we're going to contact the Legendary People podcast with both members, and we're going to sit down and come to a conflict resolution.
Exactly.
We're actually doing that here.
We squashing beef, man. If you got beef with somebody, man, y'all could come on this show, and we will have 6ix9ine here.
Security will be
bigger than everybody we all know.
He's bigger than me standing on man's shoulders.
He will make sure that no contact happens. But if you guys want to ever squash a beef, man, please get in our inbox, man, and we want to help mitigate that situation, man, and resolve this stupid stuff, because it's absolutely no reason for us to be
preposterous
bickering with each other, man, and letting this shit escalate to somebody getting shot, man, like for some of the most meaningless stuff, man.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 27. I tell her, before anything, you're a lady first.
Yeah.
And the way you carry yourself, the way you do stuff on Facebook, you don't go out fighting nobody because you're a lady first.
Right.
And I always tell young people, keep that in mind, that you got to remember who you are first. And ladies don't fight.
Right.
Man.
And if you got to be in that group of people, that's not your group.
Right.
So, and look where she coming from, too. Like this is your daughter.
Yeah.
And you might not say that, but it's on me to say something like that. Like, if you see my daughter fighting, and I'm out here trying to have a polished persona, and I'm always trying to elevate people. I mean, of course, publicly.
Yes.
You're like, damn, bro, you Smith. Right. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here trying to disrespect nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, sometimes I say all type of shit in my head.
Behind the scenes, man, one of the funniest things you.
I say, right. Peanut knows when people fuck with me, I get frustrated sometimes. But.
All right, go ahead.
It's okay for you to say these things to yourself. Get it out, vent, and then when you get face to face with this person, say, it's all good now, you know? Because, hey, everybody thinks their own things, man. You know what I'm saying? But to offend somebody with how you think that's where the real problem starts to happen.
That's a great segue. That's a great segue. Yeah. Because when you started your business, what were some of the early challenges that you had running it at such a young age with younger clientele coming in? What were some of those challenges?
Well, with my first salon, I was only, I think, 26 years old.
Yeah.
So that's pretty young.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I had, people that were working there that were like in their 40s. And so they looked at me as this young girl that's opening shop, and they didn't really give me the respect. So I remember that there was times where I would come in and, the salon's supposed to be closed at 11, and then the neighbor told me, they were there till 1 o'clock in the morning smoking weed in the front. Little stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But because I was so much younger, they felt like they could do whatever.
Right.
So that was a challenge. And then just not really having that knowledge of how to run a business the proper way. And I mean like the back end of it, like the marketing, the customer service and that sort of thing, because I was just so young.
Yeah.
So I didn't ever go to school for business management.
Right.
I just was thrown into a business.
Yeah.
And that's a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
What made you open your own shop? What was the steps that got you going there?
Well, I had worked in a couple salons, and what I noticed was that for us, and I can't say all salons, but back when I got my salon, as us as African Americans,
yes,
we didn't have a lot of professional salons.
Okay.
So I was trained by a Caucasian that had I think it was like a $5.5 million salon in the Green. And so I saw how she ran her everyday transactions, and I was like, oh, when I get a chance, I'm gonna run something like that.
There you go.
But I didn't see what I saw there in any of our salons, and I had started doing hair when I was 17.
Okay.
So you gotta take from 17 to the age 26. I done went from salon to salon, and I never saw a polished, black, professionally ran salon, and that's what made me open a salon.
Wow.
So my first salon was more of a booth rental salon. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that concept.
Like where like a certain artist, you wanna call them that, or like a stylist will pay you booth rent in order to work there.
So when you have that kind of salon, they really kind of run their own show. They just really like an apartment.
Yeah.
They give you the rent.
Yeah.
And what they do in their apartment is their business.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Right. And I was like, nah, that's not going to work, because I want a concept. I want a brand that represents who I am and represents what our community needs.
Right.
So then I opened my second salon, which was more of a commission salon. So with the commission salon, you have employees.
Right.
And they have to follow that brand.
Yes.
So that was different. So when I opened that up, I was able to kind of do something similar to what I saw in my Caucasian counterpart in a salon that really, embedded like professionalism and professional women coming into the salon.
So like, what's something, if you can go inside this legendary time machine that me and Smith still building, I don't know what's going on, man. We're still waiting on funding from y'all. If y'all want to donate, Smith has a link for y'all. But but if you can get our legendary time machine to go back to when you were, starting it for the very first time, what's something you would whisper in your ear, like a young version of you?
At that time, I would have said, Shawon, go and enroll in a business course. Because that's important, because I wasted so much money.
Yeah.
There's things that happened that I could have never changed because I just didn't know. And it was the things that I didn't know that got me. Right. Or that I didn't know that I didn't know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't until I hired a business coach and paid like $2,500 a month that kind of put me in a turnkey program and showed me the way.
Right.
But when I first came out of school, I could have just easily went a different direction that would help or prepare me for running a business.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Right.
All right, let's do some boss talk real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so
go.
One of the most troubling things for me is managing personalities, business, and having to tell people to do things that they should already know to do. I mean, and these are things that you might have already told these people to do, but they didn't do it. And now we have to, now it's like I got to confront you about something that's just, I don't feel like doing. How do you handle employees, man? Like,
that's a good question. So
absolutely.
the salon that I have on Salem Avenue, when I opened that, I forgot how old I was, but I actually had to put systems in place, and that was something that was taught to me. But when you put systems in place, you have to learn each and every person's personality. And so when I did that, I had to literally sit down with each person one-on-one every month. So I had to understand what it is you needed in life, what you liked, what you didn't like, do personality assessments so that I could train you and work with you according to who you were as a person.
Right.
So I couldn't train the whole salon and work with the whole salon as if I was working with you. I had to kind of work with you for your personality, for your likes, for what you needed in life, what your goals were, and then work with him. For, you know, so for each person, I had to learn them. And those personality assessments helped me a lot.
Wow.
Because my goal was my goal, and you were on my ship.
Right.
But your goal was different.
Yeah.
And his goal was different. And so I had to talk your language when I'm talking to you to keep you motivated for your goal. Talk your language when I'm talking to you and keep you motivated for your goal. And talk your language so everybody that was in the salon,
they moving in the right direction.
Yeah. And so once I learned that, it was easy selling. And it took me a while to get that because I just
Wait, I'm not gonna do that far because that's a bar, Smith. We talking about being on the boat, going to St. Rest. She said it's easy selling. That's a bar right there.
Yeah.
That's a bar. That's a bar. So, but so, what was one of like the stories where like you had like a blow up at your shop where you was like, where you almost felt like I'd rather not do this at all?
So for me, having a professional salon was everything. So when you walk in the door, it's jazz music. And that's all we played. And we played light R&B. So that was important to me. We all wore black uniforms. So there was just a certain element that you felt when you walked in. There was something.
It was a vibe.
Yeah, it was a vibe. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
So whenever people went against that vibe, that was a problem because I worked so hard to keep that vibe.
Right.
And so one day we were actually at an event. And at the event, the guy was like, hey, we got, Shawon, Gullette in the audience. He said, I tell you, I'm like 50 years old. I've walked in several salons. I've never walked in a salon like that before.
Right.
And I've never felt that kind of vibe before. He said, do you believe they got a credit card machine? So back in the day, a lot of us didn't have credit card machines. So we're talking about like 17 years ago, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's talking about us. He's talking about how nice the salons ran and so forth. So then we leave and we get a call from the salon like, you need to get here 911. When we pull up to the salon, one of the braiders was in the grass in the front, get ready to fight another girl that had on a bathing suit. So she just stripped down her bathing suit and they out there squared up in the front. And I'm like, really? In front of your inception of what you built. What I built. And I'm like, so we're on a busy strip and these two girls out there squared up, ready to fight. And I'm like, so you work so hard for something for somebody not to have the mentality that you have. And that's why it's important when he was saying, how do you work with personalities? First of all, you have to hire in people that are on the same page. You have to make sure they understand what your goals are and that they align with what your goals are. So, yeah. And that was a very embarrassing moment.
Right. Yeah. So Smith, I mean, you told me a story. I don't know if we can get too much into it, but there was a fight at your store before.
Yeah. You talking about the girl?
Yeah.
Employee?
Well, yeah, it was an employee who got attacked at our store, but she was, I think that it was a guy involved or something, and she was maybe talking to somebody else's boyfriend or something, or I don't know the whole thing, but basically somebody came up to the store and wanted to fight her. I wasn't there that day, but yeah.
Did they fight?
It did. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fall. This is when I had my other store right down the street, and it was, I think they put it on tape.
Really?
One of the, yeah.
How do y'all deal with an infraction like that at y'all place of business? I mean, do you
the person that does it, they have to go. They can't work there no more because now they are endangering like me, themselves, other customers that are coming in. I mean, man, thankful that it wasn't a customer there that day. Right. But man, it's the mentality of people who come into our businesses, man. Like, They don't. Well, I can't even say they don't do that stuff in Walmart because now we see Walmart
anywhere.
fights and anybody can get it anywhere.
On site is on site.
On site is on site. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they have to leave. They have to go.
Oh yeah. Yes, for sure.
There's no other option.
What if this person wasn't an aggressor in a situation and they are just a victim of circumstance?
You kind of weigh it out. I would weigh it out.
Yeah, for sure.
I would weigh it out. And if they were not, and they were just a victim of circumstance, that's different.
Mm-hmm. Like an unruly customer comes in my business and I got somebody in here that's just working and they getting all mad and punch them or something. No, they don't get fired for that. But if you instigate a situation, like even if you...
Oh, God. I thought of a story that happened in the shop.
Even if you go like... Let's say that you're somebody that's always going out frequenting nightclubs and getting into shit, and then that shit follows you back up here.
Yes.
Oh, no, I can't have you up here because, man, you are an unnecessary risk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I can't do that.
Wow.
We owe it to our customers to provide a good, safe place for them to come to and get whatever they gonna get, you know?
Yeah. Right. So after your second shop, where you finally take in, like something like your mentors kind of taught you a little bit of, like make the brand. Now it's a fine, oil, so what they call like a fine oil machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is your next step after that?
So then I had the salon open for probably about, I'm gonna say like 10 years. And I ended up going to school for...
That's legendary.
Yeah, balling.
I ended up going to school for trichology, which is the study of hair and scalp disorders and diseases. Mm-hmm. So I ended up opening up a second location, which is a hair loss practice. Mm-hmm. And so that was my next step. Mm-hmm. So while I was out working in catering, I noticed that, you can't be out here, so you can't run a business from over there.
Right.
So I kind of condensed in some. I changed how we ran that business. We no longer had a commission salon. We had a booth rental salon.
Okay.
But I think that for a lot of the ladies that worked there, they were so used to having management and having it ran a certain kind of way that some of them, when it kind of changed, some people went their own way. But we're still there, but we had like a shift of the amount of people that were working there. So currently I'm still between two locations. So
like all this time of you working like that, you still got to balance the, like the fun time too. So you used to throw these all white parties, right?
Oh, he's an all white party, yes. So I did. I've had like a few of the all white parties. So each time I've had an event, most of the time it's linked to something. So like we were actually working with like Women for Domestic Violence or the American Heart Association. Or Go Red, or things for cancer, breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
So we would always have the events to kind of link back in to provide funds for those particular organizations that primarily affected women, or minority women.
Right. So you also won was it the top 25 women event?
Yes. Yeah. So I actually got top 10 women for the city of Dayton, and then I think it's called 25 Women to Watch.
Yes.
So that was two different ones. Yeah. So the top 10 is from, at the time it was Cox, Ohio, media, and then 25 Women to Watch was WIBN Women in Business Network.
How did that feel to be honored?
It felt good. It felt really good because you don't realize, a lot of times when you're in emotion, you don't realize the impact that you're having. And not so much having, on the community as a whole, but having on your people.
Right.
Until you get into those type of positions and women come up to you and say, I've been following you. And, when I heard you say this, it made me think about that.
Right.
And it helps. It does.
And also, like you were in great company. You was there with Jasmine Brown.
Yes.
With Downtown Brown.
Yes.
Who were some other notable women that were there that like you were cool with?
Yes. So Jasmine is actually my cousin.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so she actually,
legendary DNA. Okay.
Yeah, so I actually nominated Jasmine. Then Jasmine had 25 Women to Watch. But some of the women that I think Sierra Leone. I don't know. Have y'all had her on here yet?
No, we haven't. But we would love to interview you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone. I cannot think, but it was so many influential women that have come down that pipeline. Ty Stone. I mean, I could just, keep naming them. And I like it because, we're in a group of women that normally get overlooked. And so when you have platforms like that, it allows you to speak, not just for you, but speak for your sisters.
Right. So I saw you on Channel 7. It is with the hair products and things of that. What was that experience like? I've never been on the news. Well, I've been on the news twice, but it wasn't for like good things. And it sounds bad when I say that. Wait, let me preface that so nobody don't cut that part because I know y'all funny on Twitter and all that. But no, like I literally was on the news because one day I came to school late. I told somebody the story. I came to school late one time and it was like a bomb threat or something like that, and I act like I was there and I was on the news. So, and the other time was Word of the Week.
Okay.
You was what?
I was on Word of the Week. You know what Word of the Week is?
Word of the week.
It was like
no,
when you were a little kid, they were like, this is the word of the week. Your word is spaghetti. Like, spaghetti. I like spaghetti. Like,
yeah.
Spell it. Yeah, I did
that.
Oh,
did you?
Yeah,
bro?
I bodied it.
Did you?
Nah, I stuttered, bro.
Dang, bro.
I couldn't say spaghetti back then. I had to do speech, but whatever. So, what was your experience like being on the news?
So, you said the last time with the products?
Yes.
Okay. So, actually, I did the interview with, I think it's still called Cox, Ohio newspaper. And it was cool. That one was actually a print article.
Okay, yeah.
You may be talking about one before, but this last one was a print article.
Yeah.
So lately, I came out with my own product line. It's a whole full line for women, or anybody with hair loss. That I've been working on for probably a couple years. But when COVID came, the protocol they had in place for businesses like whether it was a cosmetology or a hair salon or any type of private practice like dental offices, different ones, if you were direct contact with a person, you had to be shut down. So when they shut us down, that gave me so much time on my hands. And what I started doing was focusing on the needs that I had for products, because I had been kind of putting together one product from another company, another product. So during that time, I just kind of got with a chemist, got with a company, and we just kind of laid it all out for 6 products.
Oh, my God.
It's been doing well. I've been getting some really good contracts and things like that.
Right. So, like, what are some of the products that you actually offer?
So we have a shampoo.
Okay.
There's a conditioner. There's a scalp prep that prepares the scalp, kind of removes all the impurities of the scalp. We have a minoxidil. I think it's a 5% minoxidil for hair loss. There's also a 90-day supplement, which is a DHT blocker to help slow down hair loss.
Okay.
And then there is a leave-in spray that is actually to strengthen the hair. So those are the products that, and I think I just launched it like last week.
Yeah.
Launched it last week.
Creators are going to create, guys.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm always up thinking.
Right.
So it's supposed to be a part of like a whole series. So I actually have within the next couple of weeks coming up a cyclical line of vitamins.
What is a cyclical?
Cyclical means that it's a system that you do over and over again. So let's say like today you may do more of a more of a vitamin D. The next day you do more of an iron. The next day you do more of a calcium. So the word cyclical just means to repeat itself over and over again. So I have a line of cyclical vitamins that are coming out in tea. So herbal tea line.
Okay. So where can we receive your products and services?
Yep. So the actual hair line is online now at DaytonTrichology.com. The cyclical support of vitamins, they'll be out within maybe a couple weeks. The tea line will launch this Friday.
Oh.
So that is a tea that will detox the kidneys and also the liver.
Wow.
So, man, we're going to need that in here. All that Kiara Wine we be drinking, I think we need to be in here.
Yeah, so it's basically, when you look at hair loss, you have to get to why the hair loss is happening, get to the root of the hair loss. So those particular products are going to help me with supporting a person internally.
Can hair loss be reversed?
It depends on what kind of hair loss. So people always ask me, can you make my hair grow? No, I can't. Put your hair back on.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times a person will wait until it's too late.
Right.
And there's no hair follicles at all. So usually when a person come in, they don't have any hair at all. Majority of the time, I don't even do a consultation because there's no way I can reverse that.
Right.
I mean, no one in the world can reverse it because there's not a hair follicle for the hair to grow out of.
Right.
Now, when a person is thinning or they're in the beginning stages, we can actually stabilize that and cause that to regrow.
Right.
A lot of times people, when they have hair loss and they come in the clinic, it's not about hair loss, it's about what's going on in the body. So we have to get rid of the whole hair loss issue and look at the body as a whole so that we can determine, like, what's the why.
I got a conversation.
I
got a conversation. No. My hair.
The camera on smell, please.
Oh, yeah.
Kill me with Lola. He killed me. I remember one time.
My hair grew this long in probably like, not a week. a low cut. No,
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take her product.
But no, my hair actually has been growing steadily. Yeah. Right? But I got another conversation. Okay. Can we get into this?
Sure. Come on, we're here.
My woman. Looks so beautiful.
Yes.
Without any type of weave, without any lashes,
yes,
and without anything that's extra. Why?
This man don't get us canceled.
Why? No. But all I'm saying is there something going on with the psyche of sisters that feel like they need something unnatural to be beautiful?
It is. So you got to think that society as a whole, when it comes to women, that's what they see.
Right.
That's what they've been seeing. So they're looking up to those women that have those lashes on or that have the weave.
I like how you put the whole hand on there. Right. You ain't say little lash. You said they
man, got real shit. They are.
That's what they're seeing. So they don't realize that a lot of times when you see those women that are wearing the weave and wearing the lashes and made up to the gods, that they're doing that for a job. They're doing it because they have an album cover or a CD or they're in a video. You know, that's not their everyday look, but because they're in that age bracket, that's all they've been seeing for years.
Right.
They want to look like what looks successful.
Oh.
So that's why they're doing that. But then you take some women that's what pretty is. That's what the poster for pretty looks like. So they don't need it. Like Alicia Keys said, I'm taking these lashes off. I'm taking this weave out. How can I be a poster for young ladies with having all this on when we got to show our natural beauty?
Yes.
Now, for me, my hair comes all the way down past my breast, but that's my natural hair. But because I'm on the news a lot, I'm always traveling.
It's hard to manage.
I don't have time to manage mine.
Yeah.
So that's for me. But everybody have their own reason. But when you come to the younger ladies, they're seeing the poster for success, and that's what it looks like. Or that's a poster for beautiful. That's a poster for pretty. So they want to resemble what they see. And like you said, your girlfriend is beautiful. And she doesn't need that. But
I mean, I tell her this all the time. Point. So this is not no this ain't no sneak this towards my woman. But I
bet not.
Like she looks much better without it.
Yes.
And it ain't even close. It's like, God, if I see her getting ready to do that shit, which she is going to do it, like because she feel like that's what she want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but can black women's hair grow long naturally so they don't have to? Is it difficult?
Dress for sure.
But without it being dreads.
I would just do
with
locks.
Yeah. So
but
locks. Sorry.
I always tell people, first thing is that as black people, our hair grows fast.
Right.
Now, the thing about our hair shaft, which is different from Caucasians, is that our hair naturally comes out coily and round.
Yeah.
So coming out coily and round, it takes a little bit longer because it's round and it's coily. So it takes a little bit longer to come out. Whereas a person that's straight, it just goes straight out. That's different. But our hair can grow just as long. Like I said, my hair comes naturally down here.
Yeah.
That's just my hair.
Right.
And I've always had long hair. The majority of people can grow long hair, but you got to come back to what's going on in the body. If there's a problem with your hair, there's a problem with your body.
Right.
And until you get to that problem, because the hair is supposed to grow from a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch a month. And that's just how it grows. If there's an interruption, it's because there's some things going on inside the body, and you got to figure it out. You got to go to a person that can tell you what's going on in the body. But just to make sure I repeat what you said, as black women, our hair grows just as fast as anybody else's, and most of the time it's healthy. What kind of messes us up is that we do protective styles, we do weave, we do a lot of braiding and tight styles. And that's what kind of slows down our growth and breaks our hair off.
All right, look. So when I think it might go back to that black doll and white doll test, where it's like this is the image of beautiful that America has made sure that they have presented to us, man. And it's I'm sorry, I thought I was talking about something on there, but I'm just talking about this white woman that has long flowing blonde hair And if you're not close to that, then you got to get close to it some type of way, you know.
Yeah. And it's sad. But what I will say is that, you know, just kind of being in the beauty industry, and I've been in it for 30 years, I've seen a shift of women that are okay with natural hair. Okay with a natural afro, and they look beautiful.
Yes.
And they're embracing their natural beauty because, you know, well, I ain't going to go into that. But they're embracing their natural beauty, and whether it's an afro of 2 inches or if it's long hair, it's just natural and coily and, you know, just that natural look.
Yeah.
They look beautiful.
They're
doing it.
They do.
So do you think it's because, like, we're putting a microscope on the women that are doing it rather than the ones that aren't? Or do you think that that's really where most women at this age is doing with the Venus flytrap?
Yeah, I would agree with that. But when I look in the magazines, I guess it depends on which age bracket, because, you know, the magazines I look at, they're showing women that are really embracing that natural look.
They
if
are.
I look into a magazine probably like Vibe, is that still out? One of those type of magazines, I might see, you know, that 20-inch weave coming all the way down, different colors and things of that nature, or just a lot of weave and lashes. And it's crazy because this is like I think a $500-something million industry.
Yeah.
And that weave is selling, and that's what they bought.
But
And they're wearing.
I mean, being honest though, weave looks good too. I ain't saying that weave don't. Weave, it looks good. I mean,
it is an enhancer, but
you are beautiful, but you're beautiful with that. But I'm talking mainly the damn lashes is a new damn
That's
thing.
what
Like, I think that's my main focus. Where I'm like, you're overdoing it. Like, now I'm cutting away from my woman, and I'm talking more about women that I might see in general.
Yes.
Sometimes
a customer will walk in. A customer will walk in.
Oh, for sure. Sometimes women are trying to be so glamorous with these lashes. You look like a man that's trying to disguise himself as a fucking woman.
It's funny you said that because I remember
we come from that era, like, of seeing that lifestyle came from out of a certain style set. Like, I mean, like, for instance, so if you go see, like, for instance, if you look at one of those documentaries on, you know what I mean, like the showgirls, but they're men.
Yes.
They look identical to what
is
a trend now.
It looks like you're trying to make yourself up. What was you gonna say?
I'm being respectful of the words.
He was telling me that, you know, transvestites, is that what they're called?
Transsexuals, I think, is a term. So yes.
That, you know, when they do their switch over into a woman and they do the little shows and stuff, they were trying to look like us as women. So they had to build their cheekbones up, they had to slim their nose out, they had to contour a lot.
Yeah.
So then we as women saw how beautiful they look, and we started contouring, and we didn't have to contour. Now we looking like them.
Right.
They were trying to look like us.
Right.
Wow.
You know, and they put those lashes on because they didn't have natural lashes.
Right.
So you got these young girls that are putting those lashes on, and it's doing so much. It's tearing the beds of their lashes up. It's just really messing them up.
It's doing too much, man.
Is.
It's
and they don't need it. And it's okay, you know, if it looks natural. But I was telling this young lady, I said, listen, your eyebrows shouldn't look like this. Nobody's eyebrow is that big.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my.
You know, eyebrow that big and the lashes that big, and it's like, you know, they're starting to look like clowns.
Yes, that was out. I was like right there with you, thinking like it's too much, man.
Like American Eagle,
and
it's like the American Eagle side is plastered.
Yes.
It's a lack of confidence for no reason whatsoever. Like,
and we not here to bash.
No, we not.
Dude,
but
we just want you to know,
listen,
like, you have true beauty inside you, and you do not have to do all these extra.
Right.
Well, take this conversation for what it's worth. We telling you that you don't need to over accessorize in order to be beautiful. Like you straight.
Naturally.
Straight naturally. Now weave, I don't care what anybody want to do with their hair. Like, man, I think weave look good.
I will tell you.
So I'm not because white women wear weave too. Like, you know what I'm saying. So it ain't no bash the queen party. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody might do whatever it is they want to do. See?
Shout out to Mama Bridget. Love you, Mama.
But I'm just saying, like, man, when you at home sometimes and you just getting ready for bed and you winding down, man, you actually look good like that. Like, a lot of times, like, I might have tried to talk to plenty of women And their response to me is,
in this past.
I look like this. Yeah. My girl know I ain't talking about right now, but I'm talking about just, they be like, I'm having a terrible day. Yep. You know guys pull up on you all the time. Yeah. And you like, right. But the thing is, like, nah, they are talking to you for a reason because you actually look good without even trying.
It's that natural beauty.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that light on you.
Yes, man.
I mean,
Don Williams said the lashes are out of control.
Way
Don Williams, she checking in with you.
Out of control.
Ladina Bond said hello. Hoodro Commando checked in. He's over here laughing, said talk to him.
Hey, Ladina.
Ladina Rich Octave said, wow, my people. Don Williams. Tommy Owens checked in, said, what's up, Shawon, my little sis? Love you and he proud of you.
Tommy.
He said you a real hustler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
so, are you familiar with the Gorilla Glue girl?
Yes.
What do you think about that story?
Well, until that happened, I didn't think that there was anybody on the face of the earth that did not know that you couldn't put Gorilla Glue in your hair. But it goes back to one of the things that Smith said, that, when you get to talking to people, you realize that there's a lot of different personalities and people are special.
Yes.
Like, I'm learning more and more. I've been in business probably for the last, I'm about to be 50. I've been in business for the last
50?
Yes.
Where you hiding the ages at?
Oh, see, he trying to make me feel good.
You got some ages behind there somewhere.
What's good?
50?
Yes.
Okay.
But I've been in business now for like the last 30 years, and that's one thing you have to learn, that people are different and people are dealing with so many different things, whether it's the different ADHDs and things like that.
Yeah.
I could not wrap my mind around why she would take Gorilla Glue and put it in her hair. But when you think about people and the direction that people are going and what they're dealing with, I can see it happening.
Is there a glue like substitute that's used in that type of application, or is she way off?
Way off.
Okay.
When I say way off, she was way off.
What are some things that she would typically use for a hairstyle like that?
They have like pomades that you can use, like different pomades and edge tamers that she could have used that would have helped her out.
Okay.
Like that caused her a lot of damage, long term damage. So Smith, she actually went and got like corrective surgery after they literally put together a GoFundMe for her.
Yeah.
She got her hair back, and then now she's saying something else is wrong. I think she ended up like she's back in the news again.
Really?
Over something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So to me, I think it's a
clout
Cloud Chase Award.
Yeah.
I think it's a Cloud Chase Award. Yeah. So what was one of your stories where someone came inside your salon and they probably had like a makeover that actually like benefited, and it was like, oh my God, like this is a great story?
Yeah, we had a lady come in, because we used to do makeovers every year, and this one story where this young lady had come into the salon to get her makeover, and a lot of times we would know some of their story because they would kind of write it down, and we would pick which story was the best one to do a makeover. But this particular lady came in, and she had just lost everything that belonged to her and her son.
Oh my God.
And so like we're doing her makeup, and I think I had her and I'm doing her makeup, and so I believe Jermel was there. He goes to turn on the video camera so that she can kind of talk about how she enjoyed the service, and she just broke down crying and saying, basically, this has meant so much to me. And I knew she looked kind of rough coming in, but I didn't know the backstory. And that story was that she had just lost everything in the fire, and then she also lost her son.
Wow. So
us helping her to build her self-esteem, her image, it helped us, because you always want to give back.
Right.
The salon, very successful salon, and you always want to make sure that you're giving back, because that's a part of being successful, and that really helped us as a salon.
Wow.
Yes.
So what is next for you?
Oh, so let's see what is next. So I'm going to really be working really close with the supplement line and the line of teas, and kind of like solidifying contracts with different dermatology offices and different oncology offices and things like that, Looking at possibly, I just did opened a practice in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So I'll be spending a lot of time down in Cincinnati in that market and helping the men, women, and children that are experiencing hair loss down there.
Wow.
Yes.
So here on the Legendary People podcast, there's a thing called the Butterfly Effect, where there's something during the course of my interview or something during the course of my research that I found that was truly profound and amazing. Just when you came in, you just feel this queenship. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you even, like you so stylish and everything of like that. It's like, you can tell, like, just through, like, your works and, you know, like, you having a heart to help other people and you know, like, that's not the forefront of your business. It's not like you be like, hey, look at me, I'm helping somebody, which is, like, the worst kind of people in the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then, like, the fact that what you're doing actually empowers people, because, like, we just talked about, you know, probably roughly about 30 minutes about people not having that confidence, and then you're saying that you put power into somebody rather than just saying, because, for instance, like, when you go to one of these, I'm not going to be derogatory, but these other establishments where they'll just slap anything on you, slap these lashes on you, and get you about the door.
Sure.
The fact that you actually care and then put in the time, the dedication, the work, you know what I mean? And then, like, you doing it in like such a major fashion. It's just super dope. I mean,
thank you.
And to me, I mean, you are unequivocally a legend. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And we really appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, man, my observation is, I called you over and over for real for you to come here.
Yeah.
Because I think you are so major.
Thank you.
And I've always thought that since we was in high school.
Yes.
Like, I've always just, I looked up to you and thought that you was just, the word major is just what comes to mind.
You gonna make me blush.
Nah. I mean, for real. Like, and I don't know, you are a big boss.
Thank you.
Definition of the word boss.
And it ain't nothing that you, like, throw your weight around with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, to me, when I hear people call themselves a boss, it make me look at them with a side eye, because I don't see, like, to me, the characteristics of a boss is kind of like someone who might even need a manager to come in and say the things that he don't want to offend people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. As an owner.
Absolutely.
30 years in business.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. Man, people cannot stay with no formal business training. Like, you've been trained by life and experience.
Absolutely.
But you could come in with all of the ups and downs and road bumps that we've taken. Like, people who go to school would take those same losses, bumps. They would be so caught up in their numbers being off and them in their numbers not measuring out to what they're supposed to be. They would quit and close their shop down.
And it happens every day, all
but
day.
But us, we don't know no better.
That's right.
Shit,
Keep grinding.
We don't even know we in the red.
Like, what you mean red?
Like what you talking?
That green coming back like 7, okay?
Like, I ain't in the red tomorrow, another day. And just as the Most High would have it, no matter what, at the last moment, something always comes through and pulls us out of these different little fires that we set. And these are mainly like expectations and pressures that we put on ourselves. Like, don't nobody know how much money I got.
Right.
You would probably assume I have this and that just because you have we have businesses.
Yeah.
But the person inside that business knows that, man, some days we got it and we got them seasons that we cooking. Some seasons we like, damn, man. I thought I had the recipe figured out for constant success. And it's not what I thought. But the one thing about my business and about your business, if people do got money, they come in to see us.
Yes. That's
right.
And they always are going to come and see you because of your greatness.
Yes.
And I ain't throwing this word greatness around. Like, I don't think we talked about hair shows.
Right.
I don't think that we talked about all of the major, outstanding things that you have done. Like, I don't look at you as major just because you got a shop. It's just your presence.
Yes.
And your butterfly effect.
Yes.
It's your wave.
Thank you.
You got a for real wave. T.O. checking in. Boss lady.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying all of this stuff because, like, you are really royal. Like,
absolutely,
we could call you hair queen.
The hair queen. That's hard. That's hard.
You are, Shawon. Like, from day one, that like I have always looked up to you as just somebody really special. You know what I'm saying? And all of the things that you got going, it's not surprising. I don't think anybody would be surprised who had an opportunity to just kind of like spend a little bit of time with you, even just small bits of time, like being in school with you, because I think we could all see this coming. You know how you'll look at a Michelle.
He gonna make me cry too.
I'm telling you, man.
You know how you'll.
That's what we here for. That's what we here.
No, I'm telling you honestly, like you know how you'll look at a Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Or like
you know royalty when you see it.
You know it when you see it.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you stay.
I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep.
Well, there you go. You will keep doing
it.
I'm
gonna keep pushing.
I'm telling you. It's not as far apart as you may think, but I'm telling you, people look at you with that same type of reverence. They I know what I'm saying. Like Michelle Obama, this Obama's wife, and this and that, but
that's just a tier. Like you are that tier to someone else. Like they're gonna have that adoration and admiration for you.
And you never know how you influence someone else.
And I think that the queenliness, majesticness. I don't know what word that I'm really looking
Your
for.
Highness, man.
I see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, I just see that same type of sophistication.
Yeah, there we go.
You see, that's what I think the word that I'm looking for.
I really love people.
Yeah,
there we go.
I love people, and I love seeing everybody succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what has really helped me, because if I could be a part of someone else's success, then I love to do that. But I appreciate hearing that because that's major.
Right.
Really
Woman in Thule.
Women in Tool.
And Tool.
Yes.
Women in Tool.
Yes. So Women in Tool was an initiative that I did last year, and actually, Emberly, she asked me. She said, "Shawon, why don't you get the Boss Chicks together?" Which is an organization that I put together. I know.
See, I didn't know.
I know.
I told you,
man. Here go voice,
I knew
man.
it. Thank you.
I
knew it.
Anyhow, we had like about 600 or 700 ladies that came together.
Did you hear how she say that without batting an eye?
And we dressed in tulle skirts to empower one another.
Yes.
So you are behind that? Because I'd heard all about that.
Yeah, I heard all about that today.
I made shirts for women that was going down there and getting, because a lot of people had custom shirts for that event.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that you threw that.
Yeah, I just keep talking.
Legendary.
Major. Yes.
That Women in Tool.
In the comments. The legendary.
Oh, Don Williams said, Shawon has a beautiful soul. Please talk about the Woman in Tool event. And then Jamel Tucker said Women in Tool.
Yeah, so Women in Tool is supposed to be April the 22nd, I think, this year, 26th, one of those.
Yeah.
Whichever's on a Sunday. But I'm real sensitive when it comes to COVID. So I'm going to kind of wait to see how that plays out. But we have over like 6,000 women within the organization that are coming from all over.
Right.
I just haven't like solidified like for sure we're going to do this because if something happens, it's going to fall back on me.
Yeah.
See that?
So,
that's a boss mentality.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd rather just say, hey, we wait till next year, wait till it's a good time as opposed to having, because last year we had like 700 women, but we really followed. We didn't tell anybody location unless they were part of it, and they didn't know until 30 minutes prior.
Right.
So we sent an email out like, meet us at the courthouse square, and we had security and the police and everything there. We went ahead and did it.
And it's still, all those people came?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So
And we would have
tight.
had more had we disclosed the location, but we just made it a private location. And when you got the email, you knew you had 30 minutes or an hour to get down there. This year, it'd be the same way. It would have to be like only those that are registered would be able to know the location. But I just want to be very careful with COVID and having women come down at such a large, because if we had that many people last year and we have organizations that want to come by busloads, I have to be very careful because I don't want no lawsuit.
Right.
Right.
I know that's right.
And they will sue you.
I know that's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, they will sue you. Yes.
Dang, man, that is so cool, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I
didn't even know you threw that.
Yeah,
you know,
I remember seeing it and not even like
right,
yeah.
right. That's.
Are
real
there any
cool.
other things that you kind of got your hands or your DNA in that people?
I can't remember. I can't place it.
I got a question for you.
Okay,
This is tell me some other stylists that you really like different stylists that you like to work with and stuff.
One of them just passed away. Her name was Pumpkin.
Oh,
yeah,
that's my mama's nickname.
Yeah, so she was
Pumpkin?
a stylist. Donetta Priest.
Yeah,
She went to school with us.
right.
She just passed away, but I really looked up to her. I love Drina Hill, Monica. Oh man, my mind is drawing some blanks. Brandy. So many stylists. Can't think of her last name is Allen Davia.
They right here in the city.
All right here.
Do you still? You used to throw hair shows though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Do you still do that, Shawon?
I have not, and the reason why is because people are crazy.
Yeah.
So you know that was a very.
Give us a good hair story.
Man, the hair shows were so major. I love hair shows,
They
man.
are trying to get me to do one in 2023.
Yeah.
It takes that much planning.
Dang.
To do it. But,
so my cousin Darcel.
Darcel is a hair show champion.
That's my cousin. That's my blood cousin.
Man, that's my bro. He gave me. He's giving me many freshes, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure. It's a lot of those barbers. Ronell, they all would come in and just tear it up. But you know, I have to really think about things that I could do then early on. Like giving hair shows. Now when I do stuff, I have to think about: are you going to get sued? Like, is there a possibility of getting sued?
The comments are pouring in right now. Like, man, wow, man, we got, I don't know why I don't got them on the screen. I'm tripping. But Crystal Original said, that's my girl.
Crystal.
Destiny, who works here for me. Just my little assistant, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say little assistant. She is my assistant.
Okay.
And she holds it down. She wants to know how she registers for the event.
There we go.
Marlon Shackelford said, let her know my foster girls, Yellow Springs, are watching the queen of the hustle, putting
Yellow
respect on her name. Yeah. And Barbara McGill said, what a great moment for my 3 daughters and my granddaughter, Women in Tool.
Yeah,
wow.
Women Tool.
Sorry. Yeah, it was profound. So for the first question, there's a group called Women in Tool on Facebook. She can go and join that group. And that's where we post a lot of things there on the group. In that march, there was a lady that came to me and said that her granddaughter said to her that night, like, Grandma, I just see so many beautiful black women. And I look so pretty and I felt pretty. And she said that moment she knew that she needed to make sure she always had her granddaughter there. Yeah. Well, we had women from the age of, I would say, kids from the age of 3 to a lady that was there that was 89 years old. She walked with her cane.
What's the concept behind Women
The concept, and so it's actually a board that I have, and I'm so embarrassed because I don't remember the actual theme. Yeah. But I know it's to support and uplift women.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't just women of color; it was all women.
Right.
So with that particular event, I was very fortunate that I had a group of guys that came and said, hey, we want to lead y'all in that march. So we had several men that came and led us in the march. After the march, we went to the Art Institute, and it was like literally 700 women on those stairs. And they ended up calling me and put it in the paper. But it was really profound. Wow. And it wasn't what I thought. Like, I just thought we were going to, have our skirts on. We raised money. We gave money to, like, a local entrepreneur. And she actually had a 501(c) organization that we donated to. So that was as far as I was thinking. We had Letitia Perry as a speaker.
I love Letitia Perry.
Yes,
I love her.
She's a sweetie pie. So we had some things that were very uplifting and upbuilding. And I just thought about that moment. And really I was trying to get through it because I kept thinking about COVID, somebody gonna sue me. So I was trying to push through it. But so many good stories came from what women took from it. And just hearing Letitia speak about, understanding us as women and, it's okay to say no and things of that nature, it was very, very powerful. So I anticipate that if we're able to have it, that we'd have close to about 3,000 people there. Wow. Because we shut that off. So we shut it off and had a waiting list of women that wanted to attend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel the whole vibe that it's gonna roll nonstop for real. That's sweet.
Yeah. It was nice. It was really nice to see us come together, and just all those beautiful colors in the audience, and women just marching. We had a DJ that hooked up speakers and they followed us, and so it was really cool.
Wow.
From you doing the hair shows and stuff like back then, is that kind of like how you built a following to be able to throw shows where a lot of people want to come to?
I think that I built a following, not just from the hair shows. I think that was it, because you got to remember, in the hair shows I was in the background, so I never went on stage.
Right.
I was about the fortune and not the fame. I'm just being
I know
honest.
that. Yeah.
So I didn't even care if anybody knew I was giving a hair
I'm about
show.
to bag, not the brag.
Right. So a lot of people didn't know unless they were actually a hairstylist.
Right.
So the hairstylists were the minority in the group. So you might have only had 20 stylists.
Right.
But we had a crowd of like 2,000 people.
Man.
So they didn't know, but just the stylists knew. But I think what helped me with the following was like having organizations like Boss Chicks of Dayton, or just at one point, I believe, and I shouldn't say I believe, people told me that I was just chosen in our community as a poster.
Yeah.
So every time you looked up, you saw me in some type of supporting an organization or doing things in our community. And I think that people like to support people that are doing good things for their community.
Right.
And I think that that's what really helped. And it was never that I did it because I wanted to be in the limelight, but I did it because I truly saw a need for our people and our women that we actually needed that type of support.
Yeah. Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So look, everybody. Shawon, I want you to take us out with some words of wisdom. But before we do, I want to acknowledge our sponsors, man. Everybody go to Shiekhs for breakfast. They got the best breakfast in the city. Agnes All Natural Grill for lunch. If you're ever injured in any type of way, call attorney Michael Wright, 937-222-7477. Make the right choice.
Oh, man, don't follow the
Wine, Kiara Wine. When you want to get lit a little bit, contact Antoine Cunningham or go to More for Less for Kiara Wine and theshoparea.com. Theshoparea.com. It's like the baby Amazon. If you need something and you was thinking about going to Amazon, go to theshoparea.com first. Delivery is always free from the store to your door in 4 business days. We are at T-Shirt Kings, 4301 North Main Street. Gold for Your Mouth and Camera King Studio. It's very important for you to come and take some professional pictures for your family. Like, I look at pictures of my mom that I ride around with in my car. My mom passed away, but she has different pictures, man, that are so cool. Somebody came up and gave me an album of my mom, and I literally got this album in my whip right now. So what I am saying is, man, your pictures will live longer than you do, and it's important for your family and friends to draw on that inspiration later on down the line. So come and take some good quality pictures, and we're going to do a great job for you at Camera King Studios right here inside T-Shirt Kings. Sell stocks, not dope. Sell stocks, not dope.
Absolutely.
Every Sunday right here on inside T-Shirt Kings, but on the Dash Resource channel on YouTube. My bro Peanut teaches you how to get a big old bag from investing your money wisely in all the best stocks. He gives you stock picks that have been doing well for a year. And after he sees this information, he sees which one is going to blow up and tells you. And so after he tells you, you go and put your money there,
Easy
and you
money.
guys get cheddar
Buy,
together.
hold, sell. The easiest money you're making in your life. Last Sunday, we did a video on Warren Buffett, which he worth $71.8 billion.
Yeah.
I got his whole portfolio, and I literally leaked it on my on my page. So if you guys are interested to see what a billionaire is making, follow the money, right, Smith? Like,
right.
So I literally just do things that are just so easy. I don't make the whole long, drawn out, this chart. I already do the hard work for you. Literally, I post pics every single day on my Dash Resource page. So please, if you guys are interested in that, please make sure to check out my free book on Amazon. It's free. Smacky told me to raise the price.
Yeah.
But that book is free on Amazon. Just type in Dash Resource anywhere you want to. But we're not here for me. We're here for the legend. So please take us out with some great
words of wisdom for us. Come on, give us some good.
Right here in this camera, right here.
Okay. There's an African proverb that I live by. It's real simple, and I really live by it. It's entitled, be the change that you wish to see in your community. It's real simple. Just be that change that you wish to see.
Absolutely.
And I live by it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I was just reading this last comment that's
at the buzzer.
That's meant for you. It says, "Yeah, true inspiration makes me want to be a part of a lot more local events supporting and uplifting Dayton and women."
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a ripple effect, man.
Thank
you guys,
man.
you know. And this is the Legendary People Podcast. And like I just said, there is a ripple effect to everything you do. And that will come up in your life review.
He still got it, y'all.
Yes,
all right, y'all. Tomorrow we got Flam coming on.
Flam, he coming in. He dropping a double album. Like, and he already sent it to me first, so I'll let you know it's heat.
And we got Malone.
He sent it to me.
Malone's coming on too.
Yeah, shout out to Malone.
So
It's gonna be lit.
all right, y'all. So tomorrow about 6 o'clock, we got a hot story too.
Yes.
So it's two twins that have been taken by not child support, but
Child Protective Services.
Child Protective Services got a lot of drama going on right now. Like, people are flooding me with different Child Protective Services stories, and so there are some ladies that are here in Dayton trying to check on two twins that were taken from their parents, and they're saying that they're being taken from black parents a lot. So they're gonna come on and talk all about it. We might try to schedule that interview for sometime tomorrow, or we might do a Friday interview with that. So you guys stay tuned and see, but it'll definitely be dropping. We also gonna have an Antonio Fowley update.
Yes.
Folly, but what's Dawson is his other name?
His last name Dawson.
Antonio Dawson
update.
Antonio Dawson update coming up soon. So, all right, y'all. We love everybody. Peanut,
Legendary
what'd you
People
say?
Podcast, Legendary People, Legendary Story.
Yes, sir.